Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So in front of me you can see the second of the Thomas Wooden Railway track pack aisle track related items I got from my most recent shipment from Amazon, and that is the Thomas & Friends Knapford train station 2018 edition, which has the unpainted wagon there. So this review is going to be a little bit interesting. This is one of those destinations which I really had no desire to pick up. As you guys would know from watching my videos, I think these destinations by and large have been very overpriced and not very good. So, can this one buck the trend, especially when I got it for a bargain price? Well, that's what we're going to find out in this review, aren't we? Let's go. So, a very similar box to other sets. As you can see the Knapford station here. You've got all the stuff you get up the top there. Details on the bottom, as per usual. 8 play pieces. Figure can ride in the coach. Kid-assembly friendly. I rant about this a little every video. Come around the back, you can see the new Art Deco style. Track not included, which is interesting. And here's a little bio for Knapford train station. Again, like, number one, you should not be using 2 question marks on actual product packaging. That's for my Facebook chat and not for this. 2, can we just like who cares? This is just, anyway, we've already talked about these. They're really dumb. There's that there. Yep, okay, cool. I'm glad we've had a look at all the boxing stuff. Let's take a look at the toy inside. And in an unceremonious mess in front of you, you can see what you get from this set. So, let's just get rid of everything else. This is the Knapford Station building, as you can see here, and there's not really a lot of station, if I'm honest. You get one piece of track, as in there's one track line there. There's a single platform, which the engine can pull up next to. There's the little steps to go up. There's a place, I think, to put a person in there. I will just confirm that that is what that is for. I assume that's what that is for, though. Let's just have a go. Yep, I think he's meant to go that way, actually. Yes. So the person is meant to stand this way, so he can be behind the counter of the little thingy. And it's made from that, on the bottom, that flecked plastic, which they use all through Thomas Wood. You've got 4 pieces of wood, amazing, attaching to the canopy, and the hollow and exposed canopy is like that, with the printing that says Knapford. So really, this is pretty disappointing, considering how big Knapford Station is. This is very small in comparison to an engine, this Thomas, which remember, is not included. That's how big the station is. So you can nearly fit 2 Thomases or 2 coaches along the platform, but that's kind of it. So yeah, pretty small and very, very plastic. Only a tiny little bit of wood on this item. And let's move to the other stuff you get in this set. 2 of these adapters, don't care about them. You get a seat, which is interesting because they've tried to make it Thomas Wood by putting a little piece of wood on it, which I just think makes it look really dumb. I actually think this is, if you're going to do an accessory like this and you're going to make it out of plastic, just make it out of plastic. Don't waste money, and I would much prefer this wood have gone into being in this, making this bigger than just being here. I'm also not really sure where it's supposed to go because it doesn't, it will fit on the platform, but the platform is already quite narrow and small, so I'm not really quite sure where you're supposed to put it, out here as a waiting seat. I don't know. Weird. Unsure about that. You do get this printed clock sign, which is nice. Not quite printed in the middle, which is less nice, but it's definitely a thing. So that's something that's nice. I think these little kind of wooden signs are the good kind of Thomas Wood accessories because you can make it out of wood and you put the printing on it. This is what we used to have in Thomas Wooden Railway, and I think these are good. This, less good. And then you come along to the 2 figurines. We've just got a, I assume this is meant to be a teacher, only because they're holding a ruler, but I could be wrong. If you think it should be someone else, it's obviously meant to be the train passenger. It doesn't want to focus, there we go. But she's got a ruler, which is interesting. Again, very, very similar to the Doctor figure that comes with Annie and Clarabelle. If you don't like these figures, then you're not going to like it. If you do, then you will like it. Again, it's got the half bend. Decent amount of detailing. I think it's a good looking figure if you like the figure system and the way it works. The other one you get here is the Baker Man, and he's got the little hat on. He's nicely detailed. I haven't seen this body before, if that makes sense, with that arm like this. So I assume it's maybe because he's holding cake or money or something. Again, like, you know, well painted, well detailed, but, you know, if you don't like the figures, you're not gonna like this guy. Last but not least, the thing that I think people probably want most from this set, you get a single express coach. It's called a Knapford coach, and it is exactly the same mold as Annie and Clarabelle, also the same as the Day Out with Thomas 2018 carriage. It's just been repainted. It's got the same printing on top as Annie and Clarabelle with the little dotty things, which makes me think, you know, maybe it's also meant to be one of those red coaches, the repainted Annie and Clarabelles they had in the earlier seasons, but I don't know. From looking at it, it looks to me on, without looking super closely, that it's the same printing even as it is on Annie and Clarabelle. I think Annie and Clarabelle may not have had that door there so that you could fit the whole writing on, but if not, it's a very similar print. It's just obviously in the different colors. And again, I don't think this looks too bad in terms of being Thomas Wood and not being painted. I just think it looks bad because it's silly, because it has a big huge hole in the middle. So that's the reason I don't like it. There you go, it's called a Knapford coach. And also, you know, it's just, yeah, it looks a bit funny, but in terms of the Thomas Wood aspect, it doesn't bother me. So let's just have a think now about how much stuff you get and how much you pay for. So this is what you get in this set, and the retail price in Australia for this set is $70. I'm not faking, $70 for that. What a joke. I got mine for $25 on a very, very big special. I assume because it's being replaced by the new Thomas Wood 2019 Knapford station, which has so much difference. It has a painted truck. Amazing. Oh, sorry, painted coach. Amazing. But yeah, that's ridiculous. $70 is insane for so much plastic and so much not even well detailed or highly detailed or, you know, functional plastic. Like, it doesn't really do, the set doesn't do anything. At least sets like Cranky and the lift and load crane do something. This all just sits here, and nothing really happens. And considering it only comes with one coach, I think that's really poor. These express coaches never came in ones. I think they should at least have come with two, but I think having three, you know, 3 would have been really nice. 2, I would have been like, yes, okay, that's a pass. Coming with one coach is just mean, especially because there's nowhere else to get another coach except to buy a whole nother Knapford station, which in fairness, I think you would need to do if you actually want to make a proper looking station. But that's insanely expensive for what you're going to get. If this was half the price, if this was $30, maybe $35, but probably $30, I would be like, yeah, okay, you know, it's a decent size, you get a bunch of bits and pieces, yeah, maybe. But for $70, that's actually craziness, especially considering how much stuff you actually get and how much of it is made of wood. So again, I cannot recommend this at all. Even in the new 2019 version, which will have a painted coach, and it will have, I think this is painted, or some of the pictures I've seen have this painted, some of them don't, so we'll have to see. No, do not pick this up unless you can get it on like more than 50% off, because it's not worth it for what you get. It's really not very impressive. And yeah, again, I think this is another massive misstep from Mattel in, you know, having these really expensive sets that really just don't give you value in any sense. But I could be wrong. I could just be a bitter old man who really wants Thomas Wooden Railway, or really wants this line to be done right, because as I've said in multiple videos, I actually quite like the idea of the exposed wood aesthetic. I just think it's been executed very, very poorly, which is unfortunate. But yes, obviously let me know your thoughts on these things. I really want to hear them. Do those cool things on YouTube, like, subscribe, etc., etc. And as always, that's all we've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz.